Good day, class. This is Professor Brown. We are going to work on Lab 6 today in CST 158. So let's go ahead and get to it. So I'm logging into NetLab, and I've gone on and downloaded the link here. You'll see this video in your assignment as well. So I grabbed the Lab 6 document. Here it is. Scroll all the way back up. Alright, so I'm going to, like in the other videos, I'm going to bounce around a little bit. And we have 3 tasks to do in this lab. We're going to monitor the disk space through Resource Manager after we install File Resource Manager through PowerShell. We're going to set a disk quota. And then we're going to go back to PowerShell and we're going to retrieve data using PowerShell and throw it into a notepad for analysis. So let's get to it. Then we're going to, of course, do our lab questions. So as you can see, it's early in the morning, 7:56 a.m. So that's my start time for this lab. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the correct there we go, NetLab. Alright, so I'm going to do a new NetLab reservation. I'm going to go into 158. And this is Lab 6 monitoring and managing disk space in Windows Server. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click there. And of course I'm going to give myself at least an hour for this. So I'm going to change my end time to say 9 a.m. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and go into the lab and let it spin up. Alright, so refer to the document for your topology right there if you have any questions regarding that. But let's go ahead and jump right in. So we're going to be working off of the static IP 2019 server, which is this one here, and we'll send it a control delete. Alright, so from last lab, you remember we put this into, we created Active Directory. Well, they have a baseline for all the VMs. We don't need Active Directory for this one, but in some cases you may have to provision Active Directory for other labs. So I'm just going to put in the CST CCC 2019. Hopefully I didn't fat finger that. Yeah, okay, good. Alright, and from here, I'm going to jump into PowerShell as administrator. Okay, and I'm just going to get out of all of the server manager and everything else. I don't need to get into that. Okay, so alright, I'm going to do this install Windows Feature FS Resource Manager. I'm just going to put this on my other screen so I can look and type at the same time. Sure, clicked in there. I'm not going to worry about updates. So install dash Windows. And I can click on that, actually double click on that, and it will complete it for me. FS dash resource dash manager space dash include management tools. Double click on that, and hopefully if I didn't get a syntax error. I did everything right. That'll take a minute. Lovely colors there. That's NetLab. Doesn't look that way in if you do this in your actual VM. So when this is done, we're going to, there we go. So we got that done. Let's bring up our snipping tool. Get a screen capture of that, edit, copy. All right. There you go. And next thing we're going to do is go into the File Server Resource Manager. So we click on the window, type in File, go into File Resource Manager, and following along here on number 4 and number 5, we're going to go to the left-hand navigator, right-click on Storage Reports, and we're going to Generate Report Now. And from this dialog box, we're going to select Reports to Generate List. We're going to select Large Files. We're going to click the Edit Parameters, and we're going to change that from 5 megabytes to 25 megabytes. So 25. And click OK. I'm going to click the Scope tab. I'm going to click the Add button. And we're going to scroll down till we see the C. Click OK and put C in there. And then we're going to click OK for that dialog box. And then we're going to wait for reports to be generated and display item. And we're going to click OK. This is step 9. This is going to open up a Windows Explorer here for large files. So double click on that. Select Explorer, select Use Recommended. That is going to open up a tab you don't want. This is the tab that we want to see. So somewhere in here, show that you have a report. Take a screenshot. I know with NetLab you don't get a large field to display, but that's okay. Copy that. Come back to our here. I think that's the only screenshots that I look for. Yep. There we go. Let's move on. So now we're going to set a disk quota. So I'm going to, minimize that, move this back over. I'm done with this report, so I don't need that right now. Get out of File Manager. We're still going to be working in Server Resource Manager for this. So a couple of these steps here in the beginning. Step 1, we've already done. We've already logged in the server. We've already opened Explorer. Well, we need to create a projects folder on the C drive. So let's do that. Open up Windows Explorer and go to the C drive. And here we're just going to make a new folder and call it projects. Okay, minimize that. Alright, so we've already done number 3 because we are in File Server Resource Manager. Alright, in File Resource Manager, File Server Resource Manager, in the left-hand navigator, expand Quota Management. Then left-click on Quotas. And then right-click on Quotas to choose Create New Quota. In the quota path, we're going to type in C:\projects. Make sure you spell it the same way you spelled your folder that you created. So under how do you want to configure your quota properties, oh, I missed a step. So you want to define custom quota properties. Right here. And you want to click into custom properties. And then you want to change the limit from 100 to 200. And ensure that it is configured as a hard quota. It is a hard quota. Then click OK. A little bit hard to see here. Move that up. Sometimes I hate NetLabs. So, if I hit tab, there we go. I hit tab and then I hit enter and it created it. Hard to see there. All right. So we're then going to click create. And we want to save the custom quota without creating a template. That is number 9, and then click OK. Last but not least, we're going to open up our Explorer, and we're going to Windows, into Fonts, and actually not into Fonts, but there's Fonts right there. We're going to right-click, copy. We're going to go back to the C drive, and we're going to try to paste that in here. And then you're going to get that error. So that basically sets a quota saying, hey, you can only copy up to 200 megabytes in that folder. That what you're trying to copy is too big. So let's screenshot that. That is a disk quota. How you do a disk quota? There's just one screenshot for this one. There we go. And last but not least, we're going to create a notepad using PowerShell, running some disk information that we're going to push into the notepad as an output. Okay, so we can go ahead and cancel out of this. There you go. And we can and close that project folders and close file server manager. Let's go back to PowerShell. So here we type in the git dash physical disk. There he is. Double click there. It's a space greater than space C colon backslash disk info dot txt. Okay. All right. That is going to write a list of physical disks and related information to a file called diskinfo.txt that is on the C drive. Then we're going to type in one more called get volume. Double click that. Space, two greater thans, space C colon backslash disk info. So it's already been created, so now we can double click it. Click enter. There we go. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and launch Notepad and open C colon backslash diskinfo.txt, and that'll launch that right there. And now you can see all of the information on our disks, the size remaining, the size it is. It's a nice little utility that you can run and see just really quickly disk space and everything else. This is, you can script this and look at it from a perspective of, hey, what is the size remaining, what's the actual size. You can take information out of here, manipulate it, throw it into a calculator. There's all kinds of stuff you can do statistically with this, with scripting in PowerShell or in Linux if you do similar things through Bash and Python. So this is a screenshot. This is our last screenshot. Let's put that here at the end. There it is. Now let's answer our lab questions. Once complete, inform your instructor roughly how long did it take you. So we started at 7:56. It is 7:13. So I'm going to say about 20 minutes, give or take. What is the name of the feature that allowed you to monitor disk space in Windows? Ooh, what did I do to monitor disk space? To monitor disk space. Well, that would have been so it would have been for this report here. File Server Resource Manager. So File Server Resource Manager. Spell resource correctly. How did you configure Quota properties? Well, we configured Quota properties through Quota management in File Server Resource Manager. So Quota management in File under Quota in Manager. that. Paste that. What was the PowerShell command used to retrieve disk information? Alright, so there were two actually. There was get physical disk and get volume. Get physical disk and get volume. What was the PowerShell command used to append disk volume information? Actually, so yeah, so that one goes. I got the disk information. This gets the volume information. There we go. And that's that. So pretty quick, after about a 20-25 minute evolution, we're all done with Lab 6. So I would save that and then upload it to Canvas, and you're all done. So thanks for tuning in. That was Lab 6 for CST 158. We'll see you around next time.